Delta Airlines is about to spend $350 million on aircraft that were already flying when their newest pilots were born. Planes so old, they remember a world before smartphones, before the euro, before the internet changed everything. While their competitors race to fill their fleets with cutting-edge jets fresh from the factory floor, Delta is doubling down on machines that by all logic should be headed to desert boneyards, not back into service for another decade. This isn't desperation, and it isn't nostalgia. It's a calculated financial gamble that turns everything the aviation industry believes about modern fleet management completely upside down, and the numbers behind it reveal a secret that's been hiding in plain sight all along. The $350 million mystery starts with a fleet that seems frozen in time, aircraft that rolled off assembly lines when the world looked fundamentally different. Delta's aging workhorses, some pushing 30 years of service, continue hauling passengers across continents while their manufacturer has moved on to building planes that might as well be from another planet in terms of technology. These jets were designed in an era when engineers still kept slide rules in their desk drawers as backup, when computer-aided design meant something radically different than it does today. And here's where things get truly bizarre. Delta isn't just maintaining these aircraft, they're actively investing more money into keeping them airborne than some airlines spend on brand new replacements. $350 million could buy a small fleet of modern, fuel-efficient jets fresh from the factory, complete with warranty coverage and the latest safety systems. Instead, that money is flowing into modifications, upgrades, and extensive maintenance programs for planes that have already logged millions of miles. The financial statements don't lie, but they also don't explain. While Boeing and Airbus representatives are practically camping outside competitor headquarters with glossy brochures showcasing their latest models, Delta keeps writing checks to extend the lives of jets that were already considered mature technology decades ago. Something deeper is happening here. These ghosts in the sky tell a story that spans generations, aircraft that have witnessed the entire transformation of modern aviation, while somehow remaining relevant in an industry obsessed with the next big thing. Delta's oldest jets first took flight when the Cold War was still defining global politics, when personal computers were exotic luxuries, and when the idea that passengers would one day stream movies on seatback screens would have sounded like pure science fiction. Consider the Boeing 767, an aircraft design that emerged from drawing boards in the early 1980s. The engineers who conceived these planes worked in a world where fax machines represented cutting-edge communication technology, where aviation regulations were written for a fundamentally different operational environment. These jets were built for an era of cheap fuel and different passenger expectations, designed to solve problems that in many cases no longer exist. And yet, decades later, they're still crossing oceans, still hauling hundreds of passengers per flight, still generating revenue for an airline that could theoretically replace them tomorrow. The technological gap is staggering when examined closely. Modern aircraft incorporate advanced composite materials that didn't exist when Delta's older planes were built, engine designs that squeeze dramatically more efficiency from every gallon of fuel, avionics systems that make flying safer and more precise than the original designers could have imagined. The newest jets rolling off production lines today share almost no DNA with their predecessors from 30 years ago. They're fundamentally different machines built on completely reimagined principles. But here's what makes this ghost story truly unsettling. These aging aircraft aren't just surviving, they're thriving in Delta's operation. The airline isn't keeping them around out of nostalgia or desperation. They're actively choosing to invest hundreds of millions into extending their service lives. Maintenance records show these planes are meticulously cared for, upgraded with modern systems where possible, treated like valuable assets rather than obsolete relics awaiting retirement. The question that haunts every analysis of Delta's strategy remains unanswered. What do they know that everyone else seems to be missing? The economics of old aircraft reveals a financial landscape that completely inverts conventional wisdom, where age becomes an asset rather than a liability. When Delta's accountants run the numbers on their aging fleet, they're seeing something that doesn't appear in manufacturer brochures or industry conferences. These fully depreciated aircraft are generating profits that would make brand new jets jealous. A 30-year-old 767 that's been written down to nearly zero book value can produce revenue at margins that a shiny new Airbus 350, still carrying hundreds of millions in debt, simply cannot match. The mathematics become even more compelling when examining the true cost of replacement. A new wide-body aircraft doesn't just cost $200 to $300 million up front. It brings along a cascade of hidden expenses that can dwarf the sticker price. Flight crews need retraining and certification on unfamiliar systems. Maintenance teams must learn entirely new procedures and invest in specialized tools. Parts inventories require complete overhauls. Ground support equipment might need replacement. The operational disruption alone can cost tens of millions before the first revenue flight even departs. Meanwhile, Delta's mechanics have spent decades mastering every quirk and characteristic of their existing fleet. They know exactly which components fail predictably, which systems require extra attention, which maintenance shortcuts are safe, and which are dangerous. This institutional knowledge represents an invisible asset worth potentially hundreds of millions, expertise that evaporates the moment a new aircraft type enters service. The airline has optimized its entire maintenance infrastructure around these older planes, built relationships with parts suppliers, developed efficient repair procedures that minimize aircraft downtime. But the revelation that truly unlocks Delta's strategy lies in capacity management. Older aircraft, already paid for and depreciated, give the airline incredible flexibility to adjust routes and schedules without the financial pressure of servicing massive debt payments. When demand fluctuates or fuel prices spike, Delta can park these planes temporarily without the crushing burden of loan obligations that never sleep. The retrofit revolution transforms Delta's strategy from defensive cost-cutting into aggressive competitive advantage, turning aircraft that should feel ancient into cabins that rival anything flying today. This is where that $350 million truly reveals its purpose. Not merely keeping old planes airborne, but systematically rebuilding them into something that passengers boarding in 2024 would never suspect first flew when the Berlin Wall still divided Europe. Step inside one of Delta's retrofitted 767s, and the temporal disconnect becomes immediately apparent. The airframe might remember the 1990s, but the interior speaks the language of modern premium travel. Brand new seats with memory foam cushioning and ergonomic designs that didn't exist when the plane was built. Seatback entertainment systems offering the same streaming capabilities and screen quality as the latest aircraft deliveries. Overhead bins redesigned and enlarged to accommodate today's carry-on luggage, which has evolved dramatically since these planes entered service. Ambient LED lighting systems that adjust color temperature throughout the flight. Technology that would have seemed like magic to the original designers. But the revolution extends far beyond passenger-facing amenities. Delta's engineers are systematically upgrading avionics systems, replacing analog instruments and outdated computers with modern digital displays and flight management systems. These cockpit modifications don't just improve pilot workload and safety margins, they enable the same fuel-saving flight profiles and precision navigation that brand new aircraft employ. The old airframes are receiving new brains, capable of flying more efficient routes and burning less fuel than their original specifications ever contemplated. The environmental systems get similar treatment: more efficient air conditioning, improved cabin pressurization controls, upgraded water and waste systems. Even the galleys receive complete overhauls with modern equipment that reduces weight while improving functionality. What emerges from these extensive modification programs are aircraft that split the difference between old and new in the most advantageous way possible. They carry the low capital costs and operational familiarity of mature platforms while delivering passenger experiences and operational capabilities that closely match their younger competitors. The genius lies in recognizing that an aircraft's true value isn't determined by its birth certificate. The strategic gamble Delta is making extends far beyond simple cost accounting, revealing a vision of aviation economics that challenges the industry's obsession with perpetual fleet renewal. While competitors commit billions to factory-fresh aircraft orders, locking themselves into decades of debt obligations and rigid capacity that cannot easily adapt to market fluctuations, Delta maintains an enviable flexibility that becomes more valuable with each passing crisis. When the pandemic devastated air travel demand virtually overnight, Airlines with massive new aircraft orders faced catastrophic financial exposure, unable to cancel deliveries without enormous penalties, forced to accept planes they couldn't profitably operate into a market that had evaporated. Delta's aging fleet, by contrast, provided strategic maneuverability that proved priceless. Aircraft already paid for could be parked without triggering debt covenant violations. Retrofit programs could be accelerated or delayed based on actual recovery timelines rather than manufacturer delivery schedules. The airline could adjust capacity with surgical precision, bringing planes back into service only when demand justified their operation. This operational flexibility represents a competitive moat that no amount of fuel efficiency from newer aircraft can easily overcome. But perhaps the most profound element of Delta's gamble lies in their bet against the pace of aviation technology advancement. The industry has been promising revolutionary new aircraft designs for decades, planes that would make current models obsolete through radical improvements in efficiency and capability. Yet those transformative designs keep receding into the future, delayed by technical challenges, certification hurdles, and economic realities. Meanwhile, incremental improvements through retrofits and upgrades allow older aircraft to close much of the performance gap at a fraction of the cost. What initially appeared as a desperate measure to avoid necessary investment now reveals itself as calculated brilliance. Delta isn't refusing to buy new planes out of financial weakness. They're choosing not to because their strategy doesn't require them. In an industry where conventional wisdom demands constant fleet renewal, Delta discovered that sometimes the most revolutionary move is recognizing that what already exists, properly maintained and strategically enhanced, might just be exactly what's needed. The $350 million Band-Aid, it turns out, was never a temporary fix at all.